What's up, trainers? It's your boy Adrizzy here, back again with another tabletop match. Today we actually have a pretty fun one. I am on the left, trainer is on the right. I am playing Garbodor Drampa, while trainer is actually playing a new deck, which is Golisopod with Decidueye. So I believe the strategy here is actually for trainer to start hitting quick and fast, but he still has to manage his resources simply because he can't afford to be throwing away so many items, because I'm just going to come back with Garbodor and just one-shot everything. So trainer's going first. He draws for turn. I see he has that Rowlet in play while I have the Acid Spray Trubbish. You see an energy attachment. Oh, he must not have anything in his hand to work with. He passes. I draw for turn, drawing that Rescue Stretcher. I see a Lele in my hand, along with a Garbodor as well that I can evolve. But I can't evolve this turn, so I play Lele, use the Wonder Tag ability. And I'm probably going to grab a Bridget. Yep, play the Bridget, and I'm going to grab 3 basic Pokemon or 1 EX. And I'm opting to go for the 3 basic Pokemon, which does include GXs, so I can grab Drampas as well if I'd like. So here I grab 2 Trubbish, and I'm going to grab, the Drampa. Drampa is very nice. The first attack for 1 colorless. It allows me to discard an energy, or special energy I should say, attached to my opponent's active Pokemon. And the second attack does 150 if any of my bench Pokemon have damage counters on them. So it's actually a really good attack. I can bring it up to maybe stall with and take out some special energies, because I know trainer is playing double colorless since he has Decidueye in his deck. So I'm just gonna pass right here. You know, I couldn't do anything, didn't have the energy to attach. Trainer drew for turn. I see a DCE at the end of his hand. He does, wow, he attaches a DCE and a Choice Band and hits me for 20. I believe the attack is Leafage. So he just might be waiting for a Dartrix to evolve into. He might have that Decidueye in his hand. Here I drew for turn, evolved into Garbodor. Actually 2 Garbodors, the one on my bench as well. And I'm playing N. It might not help me out since I know trainer is just drawing, attaching energy and passing, but I needed something. I needed an energy as well. Right now I really can't attack with Garbodor simply because trainer has not played any items, or he has played items, but they're not in his discard. So right now I might be trying to grab either a Floatstone to retreat into Drampa and discard that DCE. That's probably the smartest play right now, simply because the active Garbodor also has damage on it already. So here we're just cutting the decks. We're both going to draw 6. No one's taking a prize card yet. I see the Psychic Energy. I'm not sure what else I saw. Choice Band, I believe, in my hand. Trainer has a DCE in his hand from what I can tell right now. I see a VS Seeker. And I'm going to play the Psychic Energy onto my active Garb. Yeah, I probably didn't have a way to retreat it, and I just passed since I really can't attack with anything. Trainer plays his first item into discard. Oh, he was about to stop. He did grab that Forest of Giant Plants from the first card. And I'm pretty sure he's going to play it. Or he might go back in. He's debating. So we see, okay, Level Ball. He might go for a Dartrix or a Wimpod. He does play Golisopod. He does not play Vileplume, for those of you that are wondering. So we see he grabbed the Dartrix, evolving in right away. Now I'm not sure if he has that Decidueye in his hand. I couldn't quite tell. I see a DCE still. Trainer's pretty good at hiding his hand. I see a Guzma as well. He's thinking about playing a card. Couldn't quite tell what that was. I do have an N in my hand. Okay, so he plays N anyway. That's probably the card I was going to play next. Alright, once again, we're both drawing 6 cards. None of us have taken any prize cards yet. It is trainer's turn though. I see some more energy, DCE. I think I see, yep, a Wimpod. He does have, oh, he can evolve right away with that Forest of Giant Plants. Not sure if he wants to retreat. He has the option to retreat right now and take the knockout. He attaches the Choice Band and the Grass Energy. He does retreat for the cost of 1. Golisopod becomes active and he knocks it out with first impression. That Golisopod play was really clutch, especially that end. That end I think is what helped Trainer out the most. You know, he was able to get a fresh hand, not really discarding any items, which is what I want him to do. He only has 2 items right now. I'm only hitting for 40 if I have a Garb out. So here I was debating which Pokemon I actually wanted to bring up. So I bring up the Lone Trubbish, hoping to, let's see, I'm checking my hand probably for a Floatstone. I want to bring up something that won't cost me to lose, or I can retreat right away. But I'm bringing up the Garbodor, and maybe not. I'm lying to myself here. That's probably what I would have done, is bring up the Garbodor. I do have an energy to discard any special energy attached to my active Pokemon with Drampa, but Golisopod has no special energy attached to it, so it'll probably be useless. And if I do bring up the Drampa, a DCE would knock it out with Trainer's Crossing Cut GX, which does 150. With the Choice Band, it'll be 180. So here I'm just debating. I don't want to get my Drampa knocked out. I don't want to get any of my Pokemon knocked out, for that matter. I mean, who does, right? Alright, so I do bring up the Lone Trubbish. I draw into that Sycamore. Now, I'm not sure if I want to be... Okay, so I do have an extra Trubbish. I'm not sure if I want to be discarding anything just yet. Playing the Ultra Ball. Discarding a Rainbow Energy. And the Sycamore. Okay, that's interesting. I actually... Not impressed is the wrong word. I actually... surprise myself, I should say, when I'm looking back at the plays I make. It's actually pretty nice. See, I did call out the Garbotoxin. I thought that's what I was going to grab. I don't know if I would have been discarding the Sycamore though, just because I can use it for later. So I'm going to evolve right away, I think. Maybe not, because I do not want to evolve into the active Trubbish. That's the only one I can evolve to, because it'll simply just get knocked out. Any of my Pokemon, for that matter, will actually get knocked out. So I'm just debating what exactly I need to do so where it's the least impactful. So here I'm attaching the DCE onto Drampa, and I am playing... Oh gosh, looking back, I'm so indecisive. Oh, that's why I discarded the Sycamore. I have a Proxy VS Seeker in my hand as well. Do I want to play it? Probably not. I might be grabbing an N, but I do have that Garb I just searched for. So yeah, I just passed. I don't want to end the cards that I just searched for already. Trainer does have that DCE. He plays Lele. Wonder what he's going to grab. So he has the option to knock me out right now. Unless he Guzmas, which he does. Oh, see, I don't remember this match very well, but this is what I would do if I was in his position as well. So he grabs the Guzma. So not sure. He's probably going to go for the Drampa. That's what I would do, since it's the one that's already getting stacked with energy. And I can retreat with Dartrix with a simple DCE. So I'm just going to cut his deck. Trainer has an Energy and a Guzma. Yep, he goes for the Drampa. Switches out with his Dartrix. Retreats for the cost of 1, but he discards the DCE. And he does the GX attack. Crossing Cut. Knocking out my Drampa that I just placed the DCE to. That's what I didn't want. I didn't think he had an out to Guzma. It's unfortunate, but I do have Garbodor left. I can attach a Psychic Energy and be hitting for about 60 right now, which isn't great. Price cards right now are 3 to 6. Me having 6 left. I draw into the Psychic Energy. Attach right away. Okay, so I did evolve. Wow, okay, here we go. The Pro plays Sycamore for 7. High five. For those of you wondering why I high five, people, it's a gesture people usually use when you Sycamore a hand of 0 away. So I had no cards to discard, but I still Sycamored anyway. It's considered a pro play. I make them very rarely, but hey, when I make them, it's high five worthy. So here I am discarding an Ultra Ball, or using an Ultra Ball to discard a VS Seeker and another Special Energy, the Rainbow Energy at that. Just checking my deck, seeing what exactly is left, what Pokemon I have left. I do run Rescue Stretcher in case I need to grab anything into my hand or just start shuffling stuff back into it, into my deck I should say. And I don't see any Pokemon, so yeah, I just failed this search. No other Pokemon in my deck right now. It's not looking good for me. Like I said, trainer has 3 prizes, I have 6. I do have a DCE from what I saw, another Psychic Energy as well. So I'm going to attack with Trash Lanch for 40. Trainer only has 2 items. He is playing this game great, just exactly the way he's supposed to. Hit hard, hit early, and do not waste any resources that you don't have to. So here we see him attach the Grass Energy, retreats, Golisopod becomes active. He can do the extra 90 with First Impression. 90 plus 30 is an even 120, and he's able to knock out my Garbodor with ease. He's down to 2 prizes left, and I have 1 more attacker that I can go with. I mean, Lele can always attack for a DCE. I do have the DCE and Psychic Energy in my hand from what I can tell, and a VS Seeker as well, so I have ways to get out. I do have a Lele in my hand as well, so I can search for any supporter that I may need. So here I am debating what exactly I should do, what supporter I should use this turn. I may want to end trainer down to 2, kind of limit what he has in his hand, because I do see a Sycamore in his hand right now, and I am grabbing the N off the Seeker. I did attach the Psychic Energy before I did that, so I can attack with Garbodor, not doing a lot of damage, and it will get knocked out next turn if I don't take out this Golisopod, which it's not looking very nice. Probably the best thing I can do is knock out the Lele, but I would have to count to see how many items trainer has already played. I still think he's at 2 or 3, so I'm not knocking anything out actually. So here we end. I wonder what trainer's 2 cards are going to be. I couldn't quite tell. I think one of them was Sycamore. I have 2 Field Blowers in my hand. So I have a Super Rod. Gonna grab some more Pokemon. I'm grabbing a Trubbish, Garbodor, and a Drampa. Gonna shuffle them back into my deck. Hopefully I can draw into one of them, or all of them actually, because I do need another backup attacker. And a Drampa would be nice as well to take away that DCE from trainer's Golisopod. And since his hand size is small, the probability of him having one or being able to get one is pretty low, so it'll kind of shift things in my favor if you may. Here we see the Field Blower taking out the Forest and the active Choice Band. I was debating if I should take out the benched Choice Band, but I felt I should just leave it since he probably isn't attacking with Decidueye anytime soon. I attached the... So we have 3 items in Trainer's Discard. With the Choice Band, I am doing 90 damage. So it's not bad. Not bad at all. Next turn, it may get knocked out, depending on what Trainer plays. So we see him attach a Grass Energy onto the Dartrix. Probably realizing that Golisopod may get knocked out next turn. I think I just saw that Sycamore that I was referring to in his hand. Oh, and he Acerolas. Wow, what a play. Does he have the Forest though? Something tells me he doesn't, because he would have played it right away and evolved Wimpod into Golisopod and then retreated the Dartrix and knocked me out. But here we're going to see 20. Trainer can choose 20 to any Pokemon of his liking. So he does 20 damage to Lele. So here's where I can probably take out this Dartrix. If I have the opportunity to, I will. I draw into a Rainbow Energy. I still have that DCE. I have a Lele, I believe, a bench Lele, so I can probably grab a supporter that I may need. Okay, I choose to play the Field Blower, taking out the Choice Band, playing down Lele. I'm going to search for a supporter card. Now I'm just looking at what I have in my deck. I see the Lysander as well. I can take out the Wimpod, so Trainer can't evolve into the Golisopod right away. Kind of slowing him down a bit while I fix my game state currently. I check my hand, just trying to decide what the right play is. If I do take out the Wimpod, he can't evolve into Golisopod, which I know he has in his deck, or in his hand I should say. He has the DCE. I play Teammates, so Teammates allows me to grab 2 cards that I may need, and I do not have to show them to Trainer. I grabbed the Drampa. There you saw me showing the camera, not necessarily trainer. So I grabbed Drampa, and I'm grabbing, I think I saw a VS Seeker that I was going for. That way I can grab anything I need in my discard. Yep, and the VS Seeker. Okay. I should do a better job at pointing it to the center of the camera, but I'll get better at that. So trainer, I think I saw an Ultra Ball as well. So he has an Ultra Ball, Golisopod, the DCE, and the Choice Band, I believe. No, I discarded the Choice Band. But I do know what he has in his hand, or pretty close to what he has in his hand since he Acerolled. DCE comes down onto Drampa, and I'm doing 80 or 90, I believe. I think it's 80 for the exact knockout, taking my first prize, 5-2 right now. Trainer decides to bring up the Lele, draws for turn. He will evolve into Golisopod. I know he has a DCE, but he can't attach twice, so he needs to find a way to retreat that Lele. If he has a Guzma, then it's pretty bad. We see the Ultra Ball, Level Ball, and DCE. So he does have that Grass Energy in his hand. He might be going for Guzma or Lele Wonder Tag for Guzma right now. So we see Lele, the Wonder Tag. So I'm just playing this the same way. Oh, he plays okay Sycamore. He might not. So he might only play one Guzma, and it might be already in his discard pile. I know trainer said that the first thing he would change about this deck was put in VS Seekers. He doesn't have any right now in this build, but that's the first thing he realized once we got done with this match. So he's going to Sycamore away. He might attach the Grass Energy onto, okay, the benched Golisopod. I was thinking maybe onto the Lele, but that wouldn't do him any good. Draw 7. High 5 for Sycamore. Sycamore hand of 0. Sycamore away, a hand of 0. High 5. I see a Float Stone. I think that was a Float Stone. Forest of Giant Plants. 2 Rowlets. Trainer's Mail. So here he's just digging. Oh, I do see the float. Yep. Grabs a float. He's going to be able to grab the Lele, or attach the Float Stone to the Lele, bring it into the bench, bring up Golisopod, and do the perfect 120 for the knockout on my Garb. Yep, see? There we go. The Float Stone onto the Lele. Are we going to see our first impression? He still has cards, so he might still be playing some more cards. We see a Shaman set up for 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cards. Excuse that sound. That was my watch. I should turn it off previous to recording. I apologize. So we see the retreat and the first impression for the knockout. He is down to his last prize. It is not looking good for me. I bring up the Drampa. He doesn't have a DCE, so I can't discard energy that way. I do have damage on my Lele, so if I attach a Psychic Energy, so I attach the Rainbow, adding 1 damage counter onto my Drampa, but I can now attack with Berserk for 150. If I can find the Choice Band, I'm grabbing the VS Seeker right now. Now I wonder what exactly the play is. I'm going to grab an N. I was going to grab Teammates, I remember that, but I decided to go with N to lower his hand size down. If I grab Teammates, I can get what I want, but I will not be able to lower his hand size, thus giving him some more options on what he needs to do to get this last knockout. So both players are shuffling. I am ending him down to 1. I really hope it's a bad card and I can somehow come back from this. I'm grabbing 5 while trainer's just grabbing 1. He did not show me what it was, so I'm not able to tell you guys what it was. Hopefully I can. Yep. Okay, so I see a Psychic, Rescue Stretcher, Garbodor, I believe, a Lysander, and a Sycamore. So my hand isn't terrible. I can still attach energy onto any benched Garbodor that I may be able to evolve into, since I think I did see it in my hand. And I'm hitting for 150. Yep, there's 12 and then 3 more. 150. Next turn will be a knockout. If he finds a DCE, Sycamore. Oh my goodness gracious. He was telling me that he top decked that. So he grabbed the Sycamore off the top deck, grabbing a fresh hand of 7. He did discard, however, a Decidueye. Now he does run Revitalizers, Dartrix, and yep, Revitalizer, bringing back Decidueye, and another Dartrix. There we go. Now I do have that Garbatoxin Garb in play, but I do not have a Floatstone, which is the ideal tool you want on it to shut off all abilities. So that's going to be my next objective, is to try and get something on that Garbatoxic Garbodor. Right now trainer can do Feather Arrow to one of my Pokemon. That top deck Sycamore really helped him out here. Once again, it is not looking good for me. If he has a DCE, he will be able to hit me for 100, leading to a 2-hit KO. So right now trainer is deciding where exactly he wants to place the Feather Arrow, I believe. So he is deciding Feather Arrow onto the active. Now Drampa's at 30 damage done. And if he attacks, he's only going to do first impression for 30 since he has no choice band. So right now Drampa is at 60, meaning 120 HP left. I draw into a Floatstone, I believe. Yep, top deck the Floatstone. I'm also getting lucky top decks. All abilities are gone. I evolve into Garbodor right away. Attach the Psychic Energy. And I think I am knocking out this Golisopod, taking 2 more prizes, making it 3-1. I have a Sycamore and a Lysander and a Rescue Stretcher in my hand. So I'm feeling pretty good about my hand right now. Unless trainer ends me and I start drawing completely bad. So right now he cannot Feather Arrow. He has no energy on the board, so it's not looking good for trainer. He brings up the Layla that has a Floatstone. I wonder if he has a Field Blower. He hasn't played it. I'm pretty sure that deck plays it. I think I saw a Decidueye in his hand. So he's able to evolve into a second Decidueye. Just playing out his hand, seeing exactly what it is he needs to do to be able to get out of this. He doesn't have Golisopods anymore. Just checking his discard. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 items. So right now I am hitting for 180 with Trashalanche. That's one-shotting the Lele's and Shaymins, but not Decidueyes. If I have a choice band, it might look a little better for me, which is why I think he grabbed the Decidueye. He might be bringing it up soon. I do see the Decidueye in his hand. Now I wonder if he's going to play it. He can't use Feather Arrow right now, which is why he's probably hesitant to play it down, since the retreat cost is 2 when he evolves into that Decidueye. Right now Dartrix is at 1 retreat cost. He does have that Decidueye in his hand. Just okay, so he does play it down. No, actually he juked me. He just picked up the cards. He was just making them organized. And he does have the Field Blower. Ouch, he had the Field Blower in his hand the whole time. So now abilities are on. He has 40 damage he can work with right now. If he has a DCE, I think he'd be able to do the knockout on my... Actually, yeah, he would be able to do a knockout on my Drampa. Drampa's at 60 right now with 120 HP left. If he does Feather Arrows twice onto my active Drampa, it'll leave me at 100 left. And if he touches the DCE, it'll knock me out. But him retreating kind of gives me the idea that he doesn't have the DCE in hand that he needed. And he passes. I draw into Special Charge, so now I have Special Charge and Rescue Stretcher, both cards I can use to bring up cards from my discard if needed. I attach, or play down I should say, the Drampa GX onto my bench. Checking my discard pile one time, just seeing what exactly I have put away. I think I'm checking the special energies right now. And the Pokemon. So there's 1, 2. Okay, so it's the special energy, I believe. I think I'm playing the special energy, those 2. Yep, so I chose to hold on to the rescue stretcher. I may bring something up from my discard into my hand, not necessarily my deck. Alright. And I asked, would you like to cut? Trainer cuts. What are you going to do, Adrizzy? Right now, any mistake and it will cost me the game, since trainer is at 1 prize card left. I have 3 more to go. Sorry about that abrupt cut. I was thinking for a while, which is probably why Johnny always makes fun of me. He says I slow play. I don't intend to. I just, I'm just thinking about different possibilities. I had to cut that out because I was just sitting here watching myself just think. And I know you guys don't want to watch me think. It's pretty boring. So I played Sycamore. Trainer grabbed my discard, checking to see what exactly I've discarded so far. And I'm going to grab 7 fresh new cards. DCE, Ultra Ball, some Rainbow Energy. I saw a Lele, I believe. Yup, Lele. And a Choice Band. So Choice Band is going to be helpful here. Not sure if I want to attach it to the Drampa, which I may have to, since, if he knocks it out regardless, it's a one-hit KO. Or not one hit, since it already has damage. So I retreat for the cost of 2, bring up my Garbodor that's fresh, attach the Choice Band. It's a desperate Choice Band to Garbotoxin, shutting off all abilities, hoping trainer doesn't have a Guzma left or a Lysander, or else there's no way I'm getting that Garbotoxin Garbodor out. And I attack for, let's see, 180. So yep, 9 items is what trainer has in his discard pile right now. Hitting for 180, no Choice Band. Next turn, if he doesn't retreat this Decidueye, it is getting knocked out. So trainer is just thinking once again. Sorry for the abrupt cut. Trainer was also thinking very hardly on what he wanted to do. He attaches a Floatstone onto Decidueye. He doesn't want it getting knocked out. He might retreat into the brand new Decidueye. He can't use any Feather Arrows or Wonder Tags from any Leles. So trainer is in a pickle right now. I do see a DCE in his hand. Now I'm wondering if he wants to play it, or he might. Okay, so he might retreat into that Shaman, use a DCE that I just saw, and then get rid of a liability for a knockout. He might bring up the fresh Decidueye with no energy on it, or no damage I should say. So we Sky Return 30 onto my Garbodor, and he brings up. This is always a tough decision, because he knows that whatever he brings up will most likely get knocked out. And he chooses to bring up the fresh Decidueye with no damage on it. And actually, he just placed it down. Both myself and trainer are just embarrassing me right now, because I can't make the right calls. They pick something up and then they put it back down. I should probably wait till they actually do something instead of trying to sound smart. So he does. Nope, he does not. Okay. I'm just gonna shut up and let you guys watch. I'm not gonna say anything. Nope. See, I made the right choice there. Okay, so he brings up the Lele with 4 damage on it. It does have a Floatstone. It's getting knocked out next turn. I couldn't tell what I drew into. I see a DCE coming down onto Drampa. Right now the game is heavily favored in my side of the board, simply because his abilities are shut off, and that is what Decidueye needs. It needs abilities because you rarely get to attack with it. I may hold on to my resources. I see a Lysander. Do I want to go for that Decidueye with the Floatstone? Or I may just hold it for a late game win. Nope, I decide to play it. And I will knock out Trashalanche, taking 2 prizes. I see I grabbed an End, and I couldn't quite tell what that last card was. Trainer now is in trouble. I see a Rowlet, excuse me. I see a Rowlet, and I think I saw a Wimpod. Not sure. Right now he has nothing to work with. He's Ultra Ball, Rowlet, and Forest of Giant Plants. He's going to check his deck. What exactly he has? Wimpod. The Forest is out. He may be able to evolve right away, retreat, and knock out this Garbodor. We're just going to have to wait and see if he can pull that off. So I do have 2 Drampas. One needs a DCE, the other needs a Psychic Energy or a Rainbow Energy. I will be hitting for 150 because one of my Pokemon's gonna have damage on the bench. I may bring up the fresh one simply because, you know, it's just for whatever reason, play it safe. He did find, oh, so trainer tried to play Shaman. He can't. Garbotoxin is out. That might have just ruined his whole play. He was trying to search for more cards. He might have been searching for that energy to retreat, knock out that Garbodor, and probably stand a chance. Yeah, he realizes that there's nothing else he can do. He had the DCE. He needed a grass energy though. And let's see, he wouldn't have drawn into it had he drawn 5 cards, and it would have been the last card he drew into. Anyways, guys, I took that game. It was such a close game. I had that Lysander. No, actually, no, I played the Lysander. I'm not sure how it would have gone if I didn't have that Garbotoxin out. Hope you enjoyed this match. Please go waste on that like button. Subscribe if this is your first time here. We're always bringing you tabletop matches every Saturday. I hope you think that I am improving week by week. Leave a comment of any decks you'd like to see next. We're pretty good at being able to build any decks, so let us know. Alright guys, remember, train on!